Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we are taking a look at some awesome spice in the Ultra League Premier Cup. Today we are featuring Shadow STARAPTOR, and these battles were submitted by a member of the community, so many thanks for the battle submission. Now, Shadow STARAPTOR, well, this thing is a damage machine. For the fast move, it's running wing attack, but the charge moves are where it unleashes absolute devastation on its opponents. It's running Close Combat and Brave Bird, two nuke charge moves, and on top of STARAPTOR's insane attack stat, it also gets the Shadow bonus, so it's doing even more damage. To round out the team, this trainer is running a Swampert on the lead, and their safe swap is an Alolan Muck. And in Game 1, I believe they're running Snarl, and for the rest of the games, they end up switching to Poison Jab. So without further ado, let's hop into these battles, and let's take a look at Shadow STARAPTOR in the Ultra League Premier Cup. Picking up a pretty neutral lead here versus a Machamp, building up to two Hydro Cannons and throwing right away. And since it's the non-Shadow Machamp, the Machamp can tank the Hydro Cannon pretty comfortably. They're going to be firing back with a Cross Chop. Unfortunately, Swampert is not quite as tanky, so they are going to need to shield up that Cross Chop as those counters are chunking. They should be able to get the shield back here with the Hydro Cannon, and then they're going to safe swap into the Alolan Muck. And I'm now seeing why they decided to switch to Poison Jab, because the Machamp Alolan Muck matchup is extremely painful if you have Snarl, because Snarl does absolutely nothing. Cross Chop comes through and able to get off the Dark Pulse, which is nice. And the Machamp does decide to shield, and they're going to be able to farm down. This is really, really rough as this Machamp is loaded. You kind of have to just bring in the Swampert and fully sacrifice it, and then hope to try and farm down with the STARAPTOR. Swampert's not going to be able to get to a move. Oh, but the Machamp panicked. They thought they were at a move, and they threw. Oh, this is good. Now STARAPTOR just needs to come in, wing attack down. Okay. And STARAPTOR has a shield and energy advantage. Oh, no, it's a Magnezone. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Shadow Magnezone get deleted. Drifblim comes in. Drifblim is going to debuff Shadow STARAPTOR, but Shadow STARAPTOR doesn't care about debuffs. You really think a debuff is going to make this Brave Bird not kill? This Brave Bird is still killing. That is going to do massive damage, KOing the Drifblim, taking it out, and giving him the win. Oh my goodness. Shadow STARAPTOR, just give it shields. Give it a shield advantage, you're in a great spot. Picking up a really nice lead here versus Ampharos, as Ampharos really has to land a Focus Blast to do any real damage. So, able to get the shield, which is nice. And the Ampharos should definitely be at enough for a Focus Blast, deciding to shield it up. Very nice call there, and now can build up quite a bit. Oh, opts to not go for the Earthquake. My guess is the Ampharos doesn't shield here, and that doesn't kill, which proves to be very unfortunate. So deciding to let this go and just leaving it as is. Oh, and the Thunder Punch. So they actually didn't go for the Focus Blast, so a very nice call, just the back-to-back Thunder Punches, and we'll be able to farm down and leave with a ton of energy. And they bring in, it looks like a Venusaur, so going straight for the Earthquake. This is going to be doing huge damage. Oh, it's the Shadow that almost KOs. Typhlosion comes in while these battles are speeding by. Able to get off a Hydro Cannon, and now bringing in the Alolan Muck. As you can see, now running Poison Jab, and the Poison Jabs are chunking. This Blast Burn, oof, that hurts quite a bit, but able to get to the Dark Pulse, and the Dark Pulse is going to be doing a lot of damage in retaliation to the Typhlosion. Does get it very low, and able to Poison Jab down, and the opponent just quits. Oh, if only they had seen the Shadow STARAPTOR. Then they still would have quit, but it would have been a little bit more funny. Alright, Exo, Galarian Stunfisk, great lead. They're going to safe swap into the Gallade. Doesn't have a great response, but does a really nice catch of the Leaf Blade onto Alolan Muck, where it is going to be resisted. Very nice job there, and able to have a bunch of extra energy loaded on the Swampert. Unfortunately, it looks like may have overtapped there, and this is going to be the Close Combat, and oh, it's CMP. So my guess is they probably really wanted to get that off prior to the Close Combat, but because of the overtap, it ended up being CMP. They undercharge it so they can farm down, but unfortunately, the Galarian Stunfisk is in a really good position where they can come back in, and granted, Mudshot doesn't do a lot, but the Galarian Stunfisk will be able to farm up a ton of energy here, which is really, really rough. Farming up. Oh, the Stunfisk throws. This is great. You definitely don't shield this. Oh, it's a Rock Slide, surviving, and oh, they switch out, so they're preserving the Stunfisk, so they catch the Dark Pulse onto a Venusaur, but this is where Shadow Staraptor comes in, and they quit so fast. They knew that close combats were about to tear them to shreds. All right, a quality lead here versus Galvantula. Throwing on 6. Oh, and the opponent does a really, really nice catch. So they catch it onto an Alolan Ninetales, but here is where the here's where the Poison Jab is absolutely huge. As Alolan Muck can safely tank this Weather Ball. I believe they can even take this next one. They're gonna let it go. That's fine. Weather Ball does not KO, and they're able to farm down and leave with a ton of energy, so they're gonna be able to threaten this Galvantula. Oh, unfortunately, Galvantula throws right away, and they decide to shield, so they're not wanting to lose all that energy, and even though they're debuffed, I believe they should be able to get off the second Dark Pulse as well, because one Volt Switch won't KO, and they're able to get off the second one. This is nice. This will probably be getting the shield, I would imagine. Does get the shield, and the Volt Switch KOs. At this point, they're in a pretty good spot. They bring out a Jellicent. Ooh, things just got tricky. As, unfortunately, you really have to hope that they're not running Ice Beam. Switching into the Shadow Staraptor, and as you can see, Shadow Staraptor is a normal flying type, so it is going to be resisting the Shadow Ball, and they Bubble Beam. Okay, so they don't have Ice Beam. That is very helpful. Unfortunately, these Bubble Beams are chunking, and they are reducing the wing attack damage, so that makes this rather difficult. As they're now going to be triple debuffed, they're able to build up to 2 close combats, which is very nice. Going for the first close combat, unfortunately it doesn't KO because it's double resisted and triple debuffed. Oh, a simultaneous KO. That's actually perfect. That is actually perfect. Able to get an extra mud shot through, which is very nice. And I believe the Swampert should be able to outpace here. And they're throwing in the middle of the Volt Switch, so the Galvantula can't sneak an extra one through, and they should be able to get to it in the middle of the third Volt Switch. Very, very nice charge move timing there, knowing your win condition and executing it to get the win. Fantastic job. All right, hopping into the next match here. Swampert into another Alolan Ninetales. So it seems to be an XL party over in Ultra Premier so far. Able to get the extra mud shot, which is always very nice. Although that Weather Ball actually didn't do too much. You know what? That is not terrible. And they're going to be going for the first Hydro Cannon, getting off the second Hydro Cannon, and my guess is we could be seeing a swap here in the near future because Swampert probably doesn't want to take moves. Oh, as you can see, tried to switch, unfortunately not quite able to do so, and having to expend the shield, and now going into the Poison Jab Alolan Muck. See what they bring out. They bring out an Umbreon, and this is surprisingly an okay-ish matchup for the Alolan Muck. Unfortunately, with Acid Spray, I don't think they can win it, but at the very least, these Poison Jabs are beginning to chunk even something as tanky as an Umbreon, and the Umbreon is forced to go for Last Resort, which of course is a non-stab charge move, and isn't really the best move overall. Another Acid Spray coming through. Here's where having the finishing power of Sludge Bomb could be helpful, but the combination of Poison Jabs and Acid Sprays are definitely adding up. And at this point, you definitely just go for the Dark Pulse since the defense is 4 times debuffed, and this should be doing some solid damage. Unfortunately, it does get the shield. They switch out into a Jellicent, trying to get to the Dark Pulse. Oh, just can't get there. Even a Bubble Beam probably KOs from here. So shields up the Bubble Beam, gets off the Dark Pulse. It is 1 times debuffed, but it's still super effective. That does a nice chunk of damage, and now coming into the Shadow Staraptor, really have to hope they don't have Ice Beam, although I believe that's just a Bubble Beam, so again, they don't have it, so we're in a pretty okay spot here. Able to get the Wing Attack through, which is very nice, but again, these Bubble Beams are really starting to add up. Going for the Brave Bird, so learning from the last match, recognizing that the Brave Bird will KO, whereas the Close Combat probably would not. Opponents taking their time here. They come in with the Ninetales. Oh, Ninetales is about to catch Staraptor's hands, or at the very least, wings. Umbreon comes in. Umbreon has to throw. Umbreon's like, get me away from this Shadow Staraptor. This thing is on a rampage. Takes them out. Swampert comes in, and ooh, they just get outpaced. Will they survive? Will they survive? Foul play. Ooh, very close, but able to survive the foul play, and that is going to come through with the Hydro Cannon and take out the Umbreon. So lots of XLs on that team, almost timed out. Ooh, Excadrill, very spicy lead. They have a Venusaur. and instantly met with the Shadow Staraptor. Able to get a wing attack through, which is really, really nice. Shields up, because a Sludge Bomb would do probably like, what, 2/3 of the Staraptor's health, and throwing the close combat on the CMP to hopefully get a shield back. Very nice play there. And since you're probably going to shield this anyway, lowering your defense doesn't excessively matter. Another Sludge Bomb. Can they farm down here? Oh, they farm down. They have so much energy. Things are looking great. The Excadrill comes back in. Oh, it's time. Close combat. Let's go. First one comes through. Second one. Oh, no, they caught it onto Gyarados. Oh, what a nice play by the opponent. Catching the close combat. Definitely switching out into the Alolan Muck. And unfortunately, I don't think Alolan Muck can farm down here unless they Acid Spray. So we'll have to see how they decide to play it out. They're not Acid Spraying. They're trying to farm down as is. Ooh, not quite able to, so they're forced to go for the Dark Pulse. And I'm not sure if this is the right play, to be honest, because Excadrill can probably Mudshot down, and I think they're going to have too much energy, and the Excadrill can probably sweep here. So the better play may have been to let the Muck go down, as this is going to get very difficult, because the Excadrill has a ton of energy. I believe they're at 2, so I think you have to instantly swap to the Staraptor to catch the second one. Come on. Oh, not able to do so. And the Staraptor is going to get outpaced. They're going to be able to get to a Rock Slide before the Staraptor gets to the close combat. Oh, man. So a very good game there. Unfortunately, a decision to actually throw a charge move and take out the Gyarados ended up costing them the match. A really rough lead here versus an XL Jellicent. Man, the XLs will not quit in Premier Cup. My goodness. This is 5, so it definitely could be a Shadow Ball. And it is the Shadow Ball. Able to fire back with the Earthquake, and this is going to be doing a nice amount of damage. Actually gets a shield, and now going to safe swap into the Alolan Muck. The Jellicent throws on 3, so this is just a Bubble Beam. So at this point, you definitely just let this go. Bubble Beam, that's fine. And they bring out an Excadrill. Okay, interesting. So they bring out an Excadrill, and honestly, probably could have done okay even without Bubble Beaming. Deciding to shield up, and ooh. If they're shielding here, my guess is they're probably going to try and force the last shield. And if they can give Shadow Staraptor a shield advantage, we saw what happened in Game 1. It did not go well for the opponent whatsoever. And they're letting it go. Okay. And now the wing attacks are neutral here. So I think you come in. Yes, they're coming in with the Shadow Staraptor. Come on. Big farm down and able to get a wing attack through. They're going to be able to farm all the way down. Although those counters are doing huge damage on the Staraptor. My goodness. But Staraptor is loaded here. Let's see what the opponent has in the back. Oh no, they have an XL Alolan Ninetales going for the Brave Bird. We'll see how much damage that this does. Oh, that does massive damage. Bails into the Swampert. In comes the Jellicent, able to get to the Earthquake. This is going to be doing a nice amount of damage to that Jellicent. Does get it into the red, which is huge, and it's CMP. That's massive. We're really hoping this is a Shadow Ball. It is the Shadow Ball. They've shown us they don't have Ice Beam. So now Staraptor comes in. I think they don't survive this, unfortunately. Should be the Bubble Beam. Oh, they're able to. Oh, they survived it, but one more fast move took them out. What a close game against a whole lot of XLs. All right, hopping into the next match here. A pretty rough matchup against the Dragonite, as this team doesn't really have a hard punish to a Dragonite lead, so that can make it a little difficult. Able to get to the 2 Hydro Cannons, which is nice, and they should be able to apply some solid pressure. Gets the shield, safe swaps into the Poison Jab Alolan Muck, and able to get a Poison Jab through, which is nice. The nice thing is Alolan Muck is definitely tankier than the Swampert, so they can tank a move. They bring in an Excadrill. Okay. Going for the Dark Pulse, and the nice thing is, at the very least, they do have an energy advantage this time as well. And the fact that we've seen a Dragonite and an Excadrill, my guess is it could be either a Snorlax or another Steel like an Empoleon in the back, so this could be a little tricky. Again, taking the shield advantage, coming in with the Shadow Staraptor to farm down. Let's go. Come on, Shadow Staraptor. Get all that energy. It's time to shine. Able to farm down. Oh, those counters do so much. This thing is so frail. My goodness. All right, they come in with the Dragonite, building up. Double close combats, very low health. Let's see how much a close combat does. The first one's probably getting shielded. Oh, and then they catch onto an Empoleon. So it was Empoleon in the back. This will be doing huge damage. They're going to come in with the Swampert. They're able to farm down. Now, can they get to the 2 Hydro Cannons they need to get to? They're at the first one. This will get the shield. Can they get to the second one? Oh, they cannot. STARAPTOR comes in and gets farmed down. Oh, what an incredibly close game. Again, these are some incredibly close losses, the few losses that we've seen. Safe swapping into an XL Alolan Ninetales, and this is where Poison Jab Alolan Muck is feasting. Going straight for that acid spray. That does a nice chunk of damage, but also, of course, lowers the defense by 2 stages. So now Alolan Muck is going to have an absolute party farming down here. Able to farm down, that's huge, and leaves with a loaded move. The Stunfisk comes in, and that's really nice because now the Stunfisk gets very little farm, maybe like just 2 mud shots, I think, and now can bring back in the Swampert safely, and they have a Venusaur in the back, and Shadow STARAPTOR, it's time. Alright, going for the close combat right away, because again, has to shield the Sludge Bomb anyway, so lowering the defense doesn't excessively matter, and just going to start shielding up. They do go for the Sludge Bomb, which is nice, although unfortunately they were slightly behind on energy this time, but they were able to get a wing attack through. Oh, the opponent baits though. This could be close. This could be close. Farming down. Oh, they weren't quite sure they were going to get there with the farm down, so they opt to go for the close combat to take them out. Can they get to the close combat versus the G-Fisk? Oh, unfortunately cannot quite get there. And now, I know we've all seen the Swampert vs. Galarian Stunfisk matchup in the Great League, but in the Ultra League, the Stunfisk has a lot more bulk. So I believe he'll need to bait with the Hydro Cannon, which he does, and get to the Earthquake. Now, the Swampert can survive an Earthquake from the Galarian Stunfisk, but the Galarian Stunfisk is not surviving the Earthquake from the Swampert. Able to get that off, that takes out the Galarian Stunfisk and able to get the win. Very nicely played. All right, hopping into the next match, Swampert into Empoleon. Now this is a pretty solid matchup for the Empoleon. My guess is you probably bait the first and then go for the nuke on the second would be my guess, as I'm imagining the Empoleon will probably match shields. Oh, they actually don't. Never mind then. Never mind, I was incorrect. The Empoleon does get a waterfall through, which isn't great, but gets a shield with the Hydro Cannon, which honestly works out pretty well. I believe that's CMP because they were able to sneak a waterfall through, and it is CMP. At this point, you just let this go, and I think you probably farm down with the Shadow STARAPTOR. The wing attacks are resisted, and the waterfalls hurt, but you can get an energy lead, and as we've seen, Shadow STARAPTOR with an energy lead is deadly. All right, let's see what they have in the back here. Coming in. Oh, they have an Abomasnow. Oh my goodness, those Powder Snows are chunking. Able to get off a close combat. And oh, it's CMP. You definitely have to shield, and my guess is since the defense is lowered, we'll probably see a switch out. They do switch out into the Poison Jab Alolan Muck. They're staying in here, which is very weird. They're staying in here for a while. And they throw an Energy Ball? What the heck? Why did they Energy Ball? What? What do they have in the back? Oh, they have a Togekiss in the back. So my guess is maybe they threw the Energy Ball just because they thought the game was over. But why would you throw the Energy Ball there? I am confused. Oh, okay. Can they farm down? Oh, Shadow STARAPTOR able to farm down with the courtesy of that acid spray. You love to see it. In conclusion, Shadow STARAPTOR in the Ultra League. Oh my goodness, if you can give this thing an energy lead or shield advantage, it can absolutely rain devastation, but it is so incredibly glassy that you will need to preserve shields for it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It genuinely blows my mind, but we are approaching 10,000 subscribers. When I started this channel, I never thought I'd get anywhere close to this in my wildest dreams. So if you haven't, if you're enjoying the content, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and help us on the road to 10,000 subscribers. And as always, a huge thank you to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.